I'm just asking because I didn't want to get that part in. You don't need some extra material. You feel me?
Yes, sir. The Annalise way? You know the Annalise dance? Okay.
You silly.
You don't want that sweater.
I'm sure you do.
Scrumptious.
I'm sure you do like it. I'm sure you do like it. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Trying something different today. What's going on? You want to jump right into this or what?
Straight right into it.
Yeah?
Let's get this on.
You coughing on the track this week?
I think I'm going to do a little better.
You sure?
I think.
When we did our 60 for 60, I feel like it was just highlight of me.
I know, right? Just need that.
Yeah.
I think it's the dry air and the other stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
I think I'll be better.
No, give me my little flip phone. I'll call you and you call me and that's it. And I ain't no telephone level. I'll stay on the phone with you.
Welcome back to Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. I'm DJ.
And I'm Hanee.
You didn't like that or
I
something?
did. For a moment, I just like.
It was fresh. It was just yeah.
No, it's right. I like it. It was.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. Before we got on the air, I had a mishap. So you hear me rushing and getting on, then that's because the mishap, happened right before I got on. I had to start the recording again. I never had one of those. So welcome to another episode of By Now Your Favorite Couple, bringing you everything we got every Friday. What's going on, baby?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
The week is over.
Can you talk into your mic? Act like you're professional.
I'm sorry.
Talking all low, come on.
The week is officially over.
It's done.
And sort of like the fun starts for the next couple of days.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
How are you?
I'm doing well. The week went good. I have no complaints here. As you guys can see, whoever's watching, we're trying new things. As always, every week we're doing innovative stuff. Every week is like an album for us, like an album drop, an album release. It's like, let's see how much more we matured from the week before. So my week was great. Spent some time with DJ, of course, as usual. St. Patrick's Day was last weekend. Anyone who knows us, and I asked her, right, this is what caused the coughing fit. I mean, not the coughing fit. This is what caused the mishap before getting on the air or on. Hanee is still coughing from last week. I'm gonna, but she's doing better now. She turns away from the mic and she nearly hits her head on the brick wall back there in the backsplash. The week was good. St. Patty's was
fun.
Yeah, it was a fun time. We went to Stone Street, which is around the area that I work, or the area we used to work together. It was a crazy.
The stench bothered me. I'm not gonna lie, that stench was horrendous.
It was a madhouse. It was beer, glass, throw up, everything everywhere. Don't want to get you guys so disgusted with those things, but we did have a nice time. We don't have fun those ways. We just went out. We wanted to go out this weekend, so we did that. Shout out to the Lovebirds because we did go out this weekend, last weekend.
If you guys ever heard the last episode, right?
Yeah, couples therapy. The Lovebirds, we had a conversation with them about dating. You guys can go check that out, episode 20. The Lovebirds. About going out and being financially responsible and those things, with your significant other. And I guess to a certain extent we were. We were able to go out for a little bit on Friday.
And we didn't spend a lot of money.
Nope. Went out for a while on Saturday. Didn't spend too much money.
Nope.
We had a good time, came home, and just chilled out.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that week. Remember, I wanted to get this on my chest. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, you remember when we did spring cleaning, right?
Right.
Yeah, so Hanee did her spring cleaning, and she, I guess, found some old stuff, and now she's wearing it again, so I think that's weird. Like,
Oh my
but you
God.
can't be wearing your stuff from the late 90s.
Let me tell you something. Things get recycled.
You can.
No, things get recycled. Everything that we have done in the past and what we wear now is recycled.
I'm waiting for the 5411s and the Swiss
No, I don't wear
sweatsuits to come out
Sorry, I
soon.
didn't wear those.
You probably
No, but I know Velour's coming back. I know.
I'm sure
that
you're
is
gonna pull out your
coming.
old
No, I never
Rockets.
wore those either.
You're gonna
Nope.
pull out the old FUBU.
Oh no, not with that
The
big logo.
baby fat.
Nope, never wore those. Those were particular brands I never wore because other people wore them
Baby
too much.
fat, yeah.
They killed it.
You was a baby
It was
fat
just-
girl.
Oh no.
You look like you was a baby fat.
I was a baby fat girl, but not
Was
a
it baby fat?
Not
Apple
a wearer.
bottoms?
Oh no, never apple bottoms. That's funny. Never
Was it?
apple bottoms.
No.
I never wore those
Babe,
brands.
I love you. You don't have an apple bottom.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
It's
so
alright.
I wasn't the GP.
God bless me. with
Baby
other
fat.
talents,
That's okay. You got
though.
baby fat though.
Hey, I'll take that. Hey.
So that was last weekend.
Which is sorry to even say baby fat. You know, she what's her name? Corey.
Yeah, I heard
She's
about that.
relaunching it. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
What you think?
No.
No. See, like,
No.
It's
They need
why
to-
is that a problem?
Because I think that then do Aniche.
Okay.
I'd rather them be.
Bar jeans might come out.
Oh, I know.
Parasuco might come back. You never know.
If
Any
they
of
bring
these
back
things
Paris,
can
remember they
happen.
had a Parasuco store in what? Soho.
Soho, I think
yeah.
it was Soho or NoHo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never went. I knew it was down there. I never had a pair of Parasucos
Me either.
either.
No.
But my brother had a pair.
Oh really?
Yeah, my older brother had a pair of Parasucos, and he wore those jeans to the death of him. I promise you. To the strip might have started peeling off. That's how he had like the black with the yellow strip tape going down. It looked like he was driving on
Those are
a two side road, like kind of down his pants.
I swear, Parasucos back in the days was like the hottest. I think it was better than. It was one of the best selling brands. I think more than FUBU and so forth.
What was your go-to brand going up?
To be honest, what I still wear now. The
What's
Gap. I love
That's timeless
I
stuff.
love Nietzsche.
That's timeless
Like,
stuff.
I don't wear like those.
And Nietzsche, you like?
Yeah, I
the
love.
Nietzsche?
I still
I'm
have.
trying to think.
If you talking about retro, I still have like two
I
outfits.
had the FUBU jerseys.
Really?
Yeah, I had like the
I think it was the
FUBU
logo was just
football.
too big.
I never bought anything FUBU myself, but they was buying.
Oh, they
it
would get
for-
okay. That's
yeah.
different.
It was like for you bought to you, yeah, or something like, yeah.
Something to stand for. It's just
I like Jabbar, was nice. When we were in high school, it was Pele.
Yeah, but now they got the OGs. The
Growing
big
up, I like
colors.
Boss. I ain't gonna lie, I like Boss.
Boss was nice.
I like
It
Boss.
was simplistic.
Do you remember Paco?
Yeah, but I didn't.
Paco,
use that
no,
either.
my dad used to
I'm
buy me
not gonna
Paco
lie.
jeans with the farmer pockets on the
Yeah,
back.
I think they were just too big. It
But
was.
back in the day, Paco, it used to be mad fake Paco and mad fake Boss jeans.
Hello. Not everybody, regardless of whether
In the
the brand
Bronx,
was
though.
kind of cheap,
Tell you.
people still wore
It
a
was,
lot of
it was
knockoffs.
Paco, yes,
Guys,
Boss. Those are those
the
are
primary.
Alright guys, let's get into the show. I'm
So
sorry.
retro wear.
So this weekend, me and DJ, we sat down and we got into Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, I've seen the movie before,
Yeah.
so we're not going to go into a whole review of it. So I wanted to reflect a little bit more on just that part of it because me and DJ's been having a hard time lately. DJ's a great kid. Let me just preference by saying that first. DJ behaves himself in school. Let me, oops, sorry. Okay, let me reverse that. DJ's a great kid, he's smart, and DJ knows what he's doing. DJ's been having a couple of bad days a week in school on the regular. So, we had a teaching moment this weekend. And it's hard being a dad, man. Like, cause you want your kids to trust you. You want them to love, and you don't want them to, envy you because you had to turn off the TV or take the toys away and any of those things. But like being a parent is hard. Like you have to do those things sometimes, and like it's just tough. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, learning through your experience and sharing experience with you, I don't think that there's a book. There is no book. Everybody has their own different situation.
Every kid is different. Too.
And,
Every
as
parent
long
is
as you
different.
learn together and you move forward together, it makes everything so easy. So, like you said, he's a great kid. He just had a little bit of hiccups. Eventually it'll stop.
No, yeah, he's still young.
Yeah, he's still young. You know.
But we fixed it. You
Yeah.
know, we turned it around. He ended up having a good day the next day, and hopefully it will continue and prosper on. So this weekend we got into what we got into. Get into it. You can talk this week.
I can't talk. So we got into 2 great movies. The first one we're gonna talk about is Crazy Rich Asians. Now, to be honest, my mom recommended it. She said this is hilarious, and we got to see it. And Charlie Wu is one of the main characters.
I don't know who any of them was. All of
Charlie Wu.
And
You know Charlie Wu.
I know. Honestly, babes, they all look alike in the movie.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Okay, either way, Crazy Rich Asians. It's about this young female named Rachel Chu who goes to Singapore with her boyfriend Nick Young. Now Nick Young,
Shout out to my Asians. I love my Asians.
yeah. Nick Young, he doesn't tell his girlfriend that he's literally born into the wealthiest family, and so they pursue to go to Singapore to go to Nick Young's best friend's wedding. And in between, as people know, within every culture, there is a status quo or more or less a preference of what your parents or what the culture would like you to represent as far as who you bring home to your family. So the whole story is about how all the culture of the Asians per se go through there or ridicules if you're not considered.
I thought the movie was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Way too
good.
much of the
No, I
movie.
can't give it.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool. Typical love story though.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing typical love stories. I thought what made this different was it was funny. It was all Asian movie, you know, and it was honestly some good acting in it. I thought it was some great. It was funny.
It gives a little
It was
insight
typical love
about
story.
yeah, but then it gives you a little insight of how people are
It was the-
treated.
it was the
if
Asian-
you consider outcasts.
It was the Asian coming to America.
right.
Basically.
Oh, yeah, that's a great.
That's
a great way
what
to
it
put
was.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mine's the singing though. Oh wait, they did do a lot of singing.
Yeah. Singing.
They did.
Yeah.
They did a couple of singing for the. We can't get into it.
Karaoke singing. It sounded like
Something like that.
What else we watched? Turn Up Charlie.
Turn Up Charlie.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, with Idris Alba. Idris
Alba.
Yeah, it's better with names. It's so
Idris
bad.
Alba.
And it's a
Turn Up
Netflix
Charlie.
original once again.
Yes, another 5 movies from Netflix dropped.
And Idris plays this guy named Charlie, which I believe he also produced and directed this particular series. It's a series. And he's a struggling DJ who becomes a mammy for this young girl named Gabby. And throughout the whole course, you just go and see how he goes about trying to revive his DJ career along with babysitting this young girl who's actually having tantrums because her parents are famous.
OD smart though.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
I think her IQ
one
in the
of
movie is
those-
like 130 or something like
Yeah,
that.
one of those really, really smart kids that you gotta chase behind type of thing.
Yeah.
It was his
You liked
production,
it?
and like he did it. It was alright. It was alright. Because that was another typical love story in there as well to me.
Well, it wasn't a love story. There was no love in it.
Not yet. It's season 1, but I see what's coming.
Okay.
I see what's coming.
No, we can't say that.
I don't know. Is it Idris like a rapper or something now? Like he does music. I seen him on
I
they
don't
posted
know.
like a music video of Idris Alba. So I guess like he's doing a lot of producing, music, movies.
I mean, he looked good in the movie, you know, for him his age and, you know, he had that scruffy look.
What was his name in The Wire?
I don't know. It starts with an S.
I feel like you just wrote this act like you was about to.
I was.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I was.
I think it was. I forgot his name, but
Strong,
yeah,
Strong.
no, I forgot.
But anyway, you know, he was on The Wire as one of the main
Stringer
characters.
Bell. Stringer.
There you go, babe.
Stringer,
You're
yeah, I think
great.
that's Stringer. It was Stringer something.
Something Bell,
Yeah.
but you're right. You're on the right track.
Well, yeah, he's come a long way.
Yeah.
I really, really respect him as an actor. I don't think this was his best work, but it's something that he's trying. Yeah, it's Netflix.
And I think this is one of his first productions.
Maybe so. Yeah, that movie was alright. I mean, I thought it was a movie. That show was okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
Turn Up Charlie. What else we get into, baby?
That's it. We really just chilled and, you know, we're prepping for March. Yes.
March Madness. Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. Special show. We have guests again. Thank the Lord we got guests.
Why you say that?
Oh man, because you know how hard it from here. It looks like my dog is humping my cat.
TMI.
I got it. Sorry.
TMI. You got side-track?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll probably blink that out. Probably won't. What was that?
About the guests on our show.
Yes. Okay, yes. Okay, we do have guests on the show. Coming up, Alyssa Sue John.
Yes.
And her daughter, I believe, is joining her as well, Olivia Lauren.
Yeah.
They're going to come on and talk about Lauren Simone Publishing House.
Yeah.
They'll be on to let you guys know basically what got them into publishing, writing. Melissa will give her background, or we can ask her about her background and everything that led to what got her to where she was. So we'll be doing that after sports. We're going to take a quick break. This is Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. We'll be back. What is
I don't know. I have to stop for this.
Yeah, because he's humping the cat.
Yeah, but
Can't be humping
okay,
the
so
cat.
there you go. She's a
Enrique.
beast.
Her name is Enrique.
Enrique. I just can't say her last name. See?
Alright. Let's go. You ready?
Yeah.
Can I get some silence? Welcome back to Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. Why are you looking at me like that? Yo, I don't understand like what's going into the behind the scenes thing. I don't know if anybody care to watch a podcast on YouTube, but I have to really be like checking Hanee. Like I ask for things, and then she really be like trying to like undermine me.
It's
I feel
not
like you do. Like before I come on air, I'm like, yo, babe, can you give me a moment of silence? I need some clear air. And then it's when the girl starts trying to move and start doing everything. I don't get it. Anyway, sports. You laughing like it? Come on. I'm trying to produce.
All right. Okay, let's go.
Sports. It's March Madness.
Yay! I love
This is
March
when
Madness.
everybody act like they know everything about college basketball. Spending money on a bunch of brackets, hoping that they'll win, just like the Super Bowl. Only it's more difficult. A lot more teams involved. You got what? 64? It starts off with?
No, 64.
No? Is it 64 or is it 128? No, this is 16. Yeah, it's 64.
64.
64. So 64 teams. See, I don't even know.
So many.
No, I know.
colleges, that's why.
It's exciting basketball every weekend. March Madness. That's my favorite part about March Madness. That it's every weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. 2 rounds, of course. When it starts to get further into the rounds, but it's basketball. It's just basketball all going. You got your Cinderella stories. You got the upsets. You got the favorites. You got all the college stars. You got the college high-profile star coaches, the high-profile university. So it's a lot that's meshed into the whole tournament. It's not only just the players, the school, and everything. Like it's all of that. Like a person will pick a team based off the color.
That is true.
People will pick a team based off the coach, based off that's the state that they,
Yeah, there's a lot of people who really just, even if the team is doing so bad, which I do like the fact like each college has their own like mascot, and I mean not just a mascot. We're talking about the people itself is their mascot. I think one of the things I do love about March Madness, especially when it comes to these particular games, is the fact that the school as a whole become
come out.
Yeah,
they come out. They come
it's
out and show up.
Yeah,
Court storming.
Yeah.
All that. Did they do court storming in the tournament?
I believe so.
I think,
I'm not really sure.
If it's an upset, I believe.
I believe so.
Maybe. But it's exciting. It's college ball.
What
These
do you
are
enjoy
no
about
names trying to make their names. And the professional, I'm not saying that they're no names, but I'm just saying, like, could you imagine 64 teams? And I'm talking smack, but I got my bracket right here. 64 teams, like, that's 64 5-star lineups. There's going to be a bunch of players you've never seen, never heard of, and they're going to be making a name for themselves in this tournament, and that's I think is exciting. Another thing that makes it exciting is that Zion is back. He played that last weekend and had actually his first game he missed a shot.
Yeah, 31.
First game I think it was 29, 13 for 13.
Okay.
Second game I think it was 31, and they'll do both. They won both games and won the ACC tournament. So that's exciting. I think everybody's looking forward to Duke winning this tournament. Who you got, baby? Final Four pick from now. We're not going to jump into all the teams. Who you got in the Final Four?
For men or women?
You do the women, I'll do the men, because that's how you gave me this paper.
Okay, for the women, I'm picking Notre Dame, of course. I like Enrique. I cannot say her last name, but
Enrique Ugamale.
Ugamale.
Yeah, but she's like the Kobe prospect.
Yeah,
right
she is great, and I know people have heard about her, seen her. If you haven't, you have an opportunity to catch it this weekend. It's coming up.
That's the classy mamba right there.
Right there. And then I got Baylor, also is reaching the finals. One of the schools I wanted to go to was Syracuse. I see why I'm picking. I believe Syracuse could really get somewhere.
You wanted to go there. That's why you're picking them.
I always pick them.
You picked them because of the color of the school, or you wanted to go, or you win, or
and of course UConn. Those are my four.
Also, you picking UConn as a two because they're not one's the first time they haven't been a 1 seed in almost a decade, and it's the first time you're gonna pick them.
You know what though?
You think they can win the tournament?
No. I don't think so.
I think they can't. I agree.
I think no
Gino Auriemma, I think that's the name of the coach. He said from the very beginning that this is a very young team. This isn't the normal UConn team.
Plus all the seniors left. That's the difference.
But you look for them to dominate probably next year. Yeah. But they make it to the Final Four. UConn could upset somebody in the Final Four. So that's your Final Four. So I'm looking at all of these teams, right? In the East, Duke got the number 1. Gonzaga got the number 1 in the West. North Carolina, Midwest, and then Virginia. I'm going to go, that's not going to be my final. I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to have Virginia versus King. Oh, no.
You going to say Kentucky?
No. Well, definitely in the Elite 8, I think it's going to be North Carolina versus Kentucky. So I can say that. But I do think North Carolina has a chance to win this whole tournament. So I was going to pick Kentucky as a sleeper because they've been under the radar. They're 2 seed this year. You know, it's not a lot of big prospects like normally they have a lot of NBA prospects on their team. So they probably have 1 or 2 this year. North Carolina, Tennessee. That'll be my sleeper team. I'll pick Tennessee to beat Virginia to upset Duke and Gonzaga in my Final Four. So hopefully that comes to fruition because that's how I'm going to fill out that's how I filled out my brackets. Multiple brackets because I have multiple. Make sure you guys get involved. I know by the time you guys are listening to this, it's too late. I know those brackets had to be in yesterday or Thursday. 12 p.m. So, make sure you guys pay attention this year. Take some notes and then participate next year. These bracket things are fun.
And not only that, one thing I hope to encourage people to do because women's basketball is just as fun to watch. It's just as much energetic. It's just as much drama for the women's basketball. If you guys want to watch the men's March Madness, also participate in watching the women's March Madness. There's a lot of stuff going on, and the women's basketball needs just as much support as the men's basketball. And I
believe like college, and this is no let down on the WNBA. College women's basketball is 10 times better than the WNBA.
It is, but it doesn't get as much play either.
And I can't say that about the men's college basketball versus the NBA. Like I like to watch the NBA way more than I like to watch college basketball. Everybody watches college basketball at this time of the year. We know that, but I do not watch college basketball all year round. Like I watch, this might have been the year you've heard me say, I want to turn on the TV and just have college basketball. Why? Because Zion's playing. There's got to be that one star carrying the whole NCAA for you to make you want to watch. Right. When it comes to NCAA women's basketball, it's like the competitiveness of the females, of the ladies, I should say, the women, is just so top level. It's intense. It's exciting, and it's just as much entertaining as men's college basketball. So we'll be getting into that this weekend. Bunch of games on.
Popcorn,
Oh,
some
yeah.
throwing stuff.
Just an excuse to grab a
Right.
beer. NBA, it's time to reflect on the Lakers' dead season, as everybody has.
So wait, it's officially.
It's dead.
Okay.
It's dead.
Okay, you guys hear this because everybody's on this LeBron thing.
No, it's over.
Okay.
It's statistically over. Like,
That's not like an angry fan.
no, you're just the LeBron hater.
I know you just got to say
you
that.
know you are. The Lakers' reflection of their season. So I have two opinions. I know. Go ahead, give yours. You always want to give it a LeBron hate opinion. That's
Honestly,
what you do.
you know, my thing about this whole
hate
situation is everybody, regardless of what they initiated, stated was, oh, LeBron went to the Lakers, don't expect them to get to the playoffs. Once they started winning a couple games, oh, they're going to. It was such a roller coaster. What?
That's crap. Because LeBron had the team in position in 4th place on Christmas before he got injured. What was going to happen to that young team for him missing 17 games? That was going to happen no matter what.
But it wasn't such an impact.
17 games
It wasn't such an impact
is
when
a
he
quarter
wasn't.
of your season, basically.
What do you expect?
LeBron missing off that team was basically that team without LeBron when he was injured. And they are under 500 team without him. So I will give my two opinions. I'll give a grade before Christmas and the grade during the playoff push, trying to, after the All-Star game and that stuff. Christmas, up until Christmas, the Lakers was looking like a team to be reckoned with. The cohesiveness was there. You could see that they were still building, but once LeBron went down, that went out the window. Everything else after the injury was just trash. Caca, like the team. Everybody, was probably scared when they was on the trading block and then all of that stuff. But I guess the overall grade I would give the Lakers this season. Go ahead, because you'll love them. You'll love them.
A grade I would give them a C.
A C?
Yep.
I give the Lakers a B+ this year. What was the first thing you said when we started this segment started talking about the Lakers?
LeBron.
No. What did everybody say?
But they wasn't going to make it to the playoffs.
So they did exactly what everybody said. So why would you grade them low? They met expectations. Why would you grade them low? I give them a B+. Matter of fact, I'm write that down.
Because their season wasn't all that great. Oh, what in particular?
Versus their expectations of you and many others. I feel like I was unfair. Like I should have gave them an A. I feel like they did that. They did exactly what you thought. So
okay,
I graded a B+.
Still biased because I'm still.
Yeah, LeBron. Yeah.
I
give him a C for doing exactly what he did. When he was so good. All right, guys. So we're trying to start a little rivalry, or I'm trying to rile up a little rivalry in my house. I am a long time, as you guys know, Knicks fan. Ride or die. Hanee is not a basketball team fan.
Yeah, I have one. And
she just watches basketball and bandwagon off the Warriors. That's what she does.
I'm not. No,
she's just like every second and third grader.
You're hating. You're hating. I've been a Warriors friend for a minute, and you've been buying me stuff regardless of my team. That's
I didn't buy it for you. You won a bet, and then I obviously bought what you were supposed to win in that bet.
Either way. You're hating.
No, I'm not.
They are my favorite team.
Yo, when I met you, you wasn't even caring about any of those teams. You was just like
the Knicks. Honestly, before I met you,
then
I just lost interest because I was like the Knicks, and then it
I understand. So this is what I'm gonna ask you now: why you ain't jumping on the Bklyn bandwagon? Because Bklyn Nets finally got a team that everybody is.
How long is it gonna get that?
What do you mean?
How long is it going to get that way?
Obviously shorter than my Knicks.
And just because they're in the Brooklyn Stadium doesn't mean they're from Brooklyn. It's really from Jersey.
It's a team that's there. You got to take it one way or another. I mean, they move Yankee Stadium from one block to the next. You don't see me leaving my Yankees.
Do you notice that I really don't pick any New York teams that I like, even for football? It's always outside of New York State.
Then get out my state.
How is that possible?
The Knicks, well, anyway, my Knicks are looking like they may align up for Zion.
Do you think it's a wise choice?
For who?
For them to even... I think they're going to mess him up.
Yeah, my Knicks. If my Knicks get Zion, there's a wrap for Zion. I'm telling him now.
If you was to make an open letter for the Knicks, what would you say when they get to the draft picks?
You stop this fool. This dog.
He's going through it.
Dear Zion, you better pull an Eli Manning and say you don't want to play for the team. Get traded out to California or something.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I wouldn't want to be a major, like, a transcending talent rookie
To go into.
and then go into that type of situation. Although LeBron went to Cleveland,
And he changed the
Michael
team.
went to Chicago. The only person that actually went to a team that was really good was Kobe.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, I mean, the
Yeah.
Spurs, they had an okay organization. They had David Robinson before Tim Duncan, and then David Robinson before that. So,
Yeah,
so like the Knicks, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're a hardcore Knicks fan. I just think that with Zion,
Look at the Golden State Warriors. When I used to play NBA Jam, that was the team you don't pick. It was them, maybe the Nuggets back in the day. The Warriors, like the Nuggets, the Bullets, those teams you don't pick. But look at the Warriors now, they about to go and get their third championship in a row. Look at you, bandwagon. Only time her Steph Curry come out is during the final.
All right, but I'm a fan.
You're a fan. You're a fan of being a fan of the Warriors.
It's not even just of the Warriors. I just love Steph Curry. I do. I love how you.
I like Steph Curry too. I like a Warriors fan. Oh, you like that brand?
Yeah, I do.
You like the couple?
Yeah.
Look, guys, I hope you guys went on Instagram and saw the video we posted.
YouTube couples.
The YouTube channel couples. It was just funny games, of course, but I thought it was funny. And
It was.
Is that kind of why you like Aisha and Steph Curry?
No,
they look like that typical.
I like them individual thing.
Good,
but yeah, that's
blah,
part of it. They have a great family, and I think what they promote as them as individuals, as is unity, it's great.
That notice is sports, but I don't want to take us too off of sports. But that post in particular was portraying like this is how couples be like. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what they do. They put up nice stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they put up all the good stuff. So I guess the way we try to make it as real as possible, like things like couples therapy, me about to choke you out before we get on. I mean,
we have no filter. It's alright. We have no filter. These are things that we say to each other. There's no filter.
This is right. Yeah.
And I wouldn't change it at all.
I wouldn't either. I want to be as real as possible,
and this is how we are. If people to meet us individual, even our people that we hang with now, this is us. This is who we are.
How we go from sports?
I don't know, because we're just bouncing around. We're just having fun.
After this, when we got our guests coming on after this,
I can't wait.
After word from our sponsor, Melissa Sujan and Olivia Lauren will be joining the Both Sides line.
Give us insight
on Lauren Simone Publishing House. Right. They will be on with us next. You guys sit back and enjoy them. They're gonna give us a good time and a lot of information. Guys, get your pens and papers ready. And this is great if you're a parent as well to listen up to this great example of a woman that Melissa is. So we'll be back with Lauren Simone Publishing House. This is Both Sides with DJ
and Hanee.
We'll be back, y'all. Yeah. What's that? What's that, really? Oh, we bouncing to the room?
I think I think it's one of the fun part. We have fun.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. Now, as promised, we have our guest, Melissa Sujan, and we have her daughter Olivia with her. Olivia Lauren. I'm sorry. I just want to properly introduce. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thank you.
How you doing, Olivia?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Oh, no problem. Welcome to Both Sides. Of course, we just want to jump right into it. So, Melissa Sujan, you are a author, teacher. How did you get into the professional field as just being a author? Let's start there.
So I'm a psychologist by training and I do research. And one of the jobs that I do, we have a curriculum that we're using for ages 3 to 5 year olds. and we're teaching them engineering through literature. So we're using children's books to teach problem solving. And the books don't look like the students. And I was complaining to Olivia that I can't believe in 2017 we're still finding books that lack diversity. And she said,
why don't you just write a book?
Nice.
So she was basically saying, why stop complaining and solve the problem, right? Isn't that what engineers do?
That's right.
So my first book, which was called Olivia Travels, basing...
Melissa, I'm sorry to cut you. I didn't formally introduce. Let everybody know where you're from first and foremost.
So I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and I moved to the U.S. in 1999, where I resided in New York.
Okay.
Did my undergrad at Hunter College, then I did grad school at UConn, and that's how I ended up in Connecticut.
Okay, cool. All right.
Thank
I'm sorry.
you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we started writing books together. First, I wrote one by myself because Olivia said, "Mom, write a book," and then she said, "Mom, this is cool. I want to write too." And then all our books were written together. Our books are illustrated by children. So the first book, they were, I want to say 11 and 14 at the time. And it's been 3 years. So now the older one is now 17. So we just went from being authors to becoming publishers.
Okay. Olivia, how old are you?
I'm 11
11. Okay. So
And how long have you been writing?
for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
nice. Do you share any of your work with your friends in school and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. What was your favorite book, I guess, you and your mom published or put together?
My favorite book is Olivia Travels.
Okay.
Now, can you give us like a little brief of what Olivia Travels is?
So it's a guide to like different modes of transportation.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
my family go on vacation a lot, so it's like all the modes of transportation that we've been on.
That's nice. That's nice.
And the book has educational value in the sense that it teaches kids about rhyming. It teaches kids about homonyms. So like in one scene, watch the plane take off from the plane. So they learn that words sound the same but have different meaning.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm an educator by, as my first basis. But my kids are entertainers. They're performers. They act, they play violin. So they bring out the creative part of me.
nice.
Now, so you currently teach right now in a university, a college?
Yeah, I teach Quinnipiac University. And of course, professors don't make a ton of money. So I'm always adjuncting at nearby community colleges. And I get more diverse students when I teach at community colleges than when I go to the private school.
Okay, because I was gonna ask you, why the adults or the college students and not the kids, as far as like the teaching? Or
I
do
don't
you
understand the question.
Do you enjoy publishing and working with the with children more so than actually in the classroom with them?
Oh, so funny story. So in grad school, I was a substitute teacher. And then because our schedule is August to May, in June, I would often substitute at schools.
Oh,
I think I am better with the older kids in terms of teaching,
right.
but in terms of story time, I love younger children.
Nice. Do you feel any pressure with because I'm a father myself and I try to watch everything I do and stuff like that, being that you are a children's publisher, feel any pressure on that being that you're the bridge of the voice of children?
That's a difficult question to answer. I feel like I live a very simple life, so there's no pressure. It's like not like you're gonna catch me doing something awkward or weird.
I try to watch every move because children watch everything you do and they're very honest. You know what I'm saying? So I try to watch everything I do around my kids. That's why I asked. It was more so of a preference for myself.
Gotcha. Yeah, but yes, we are mentors and children do what they see rather than what you tell them. I use that example with my college students all the time. If I tell my kids don't smoke, but I'm standing with a cigarette in my hand,
Right.
they're not smoking adults.
Right.
You ever thought about going home to teach?
In closer to retirement, yes. I'd love to teach at the University of West Indies.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So, Lauren Simone Publishing House, I noticed that it's taking the titles after your two daughters, correct?
That's correct. They're middle names.
Right. And how do you go about, now that this, like, you got a range of authors, how do you go about like picking or publishing certain stories depending on who the authors are? Like, is there a process along
Yes.
the way?
So they email me the manuscript, I review it, and if it fits our goals, because we have a mission, we have like 4 different missions, and if they match the mission, we decide to publish it. And if it doesn't, I say thank you for your submission, but we can't publish you at this time.
Okay.
Our mission is to empower, educate, and to bring diverse representation and also own voices. So maybe, for example, someone told a story that wasn't their story, we wouldn't want to publish it because we want it to be own voices. When people tell other people's story, it tends to be stereotypical. So we try not to do that because that's already a problem in the literature.
Okay.
For example, when you see pictures of Africans, they're always near a hut. When
Right.
I know in Africa, many people live in mansions, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Well, Olivia, like I said before, I do have a son. How do you encourage other people around you, your age, to read, being that you're such a big reader and a writer in yourself?
So I love reading, but I like reading certain types of books. So sometimes it's just the fact that somebody doesn't like the book or they're not interested in the topic. So I feel like people just need to find the right book in order to love to read.
Okay. Melissa, what helped you evolve as far as like using social media platforms to get your message and your publishing house out?
The number one thing I recommend before anyone goes into any type of business is to get a business coach. As an educator, business was not my area of expertise. And my business coach, if you want to look her up, is Breakthrough to Entrepreneurship. And she taught me everything about website development, using Instagram, even things like tagging your products. I wanted to do it authentically, where I didn't want to buy followers. And I think just by posting interesting content, you're going to find your audience. And we're built, we grew a ton since we started.
Now, usually sometimes people call it a writer's block. Do you ever, or Olivia, have a moment where you guys have a writer's block, and how do you go about overcoming that to keep on continuing pursuing?
I think the problem with the writer's block is someone sits down and they don't know what they want to write about, so they're stuck. Our stories come to us. For example, our book called Things We Wear, Olivia and I were in New York, we're in Brooklyn, we were walking to the park, and we saw Orthodox Jews, Muslim women, and white families. And I overheard a little boy say, "Mommy, what is she wearing?" And the mom said, shh, she hushed her son, as opposed to just saying, "I believe it's called a hijab." And that inspired us to write a book called Things We Wear, because everybody knows shirt, pants, socks, hats, right?
Right.
But what are people who are of different cultures? What are the things that they wear? What are they called? And that inspired us to write the book. So really, it's just about finding inspiration in your everyday life.
Do you ever get inspiration while you're teaching?
I do. When students ask different questions or pose different problems, and I come to Olivia and I say, "Olivia, do you want to write this?" And she'll start it herself, and then I'll edit it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you guys are basically a team, and they're really a team in your publishing house.
Yes. And then my older daughter, who is very good at writing, she's not in the interview right now because she has a ton of homework. She's doing like 4 AP classes this year,
Okay, that's
including
wonderful.
calculus. So I try not to bother her too much.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
But she's very good at editing. She's like, "Mom, this is terrible." And she's very critical too.
That's good. You need that. That's real good.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
wrong with critique. How old is she?
and like, she's 17. She's going to go to college in the
Yeah,
fall.
that before, right?
Nice.
Oh man, congrats to her. Congrats to mom. That's a big family, achievement.
Yeah, we're so proud of her. She got into 7 schools already.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Going out of
Alright.
state or gonna
Staying local.
She's thinking of Massachusetts, so like 2 hours away.
Too far. Okay, not too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went away, I tried my best not to go too far. Any way I can just jump on a bus or whatever.
Or a
just
train.
come home.
Exactly.
Yeah, because man, you get homesick. You don't want to be in the school eating ramen noodles and all of that stuff all day.
Come home for some good home cooking.
Western culture. So She want to come back home to
Yeah,
cook
that's
food.
yeah. You want to come home and get a cooked meal once in a blue moon. So I understand that wanting to stay as close as possible, but not wanting to be as close as possible.
Right. I want her to get some independence.
So on the book side, do you guys outsource the illustrating?
Yeah. So I found illustrators the thing is, a lot of people are like, how do you do this? How do you do this? And I'm like, honestly, once you open your mind to do something, the opportunities come up. So I knew this lady forever. Her name is Faith Clark. And she told me her daughter and her son are illustrating. And I saw their work and I hired them like that.
Wow.
Another one I actually found through peopleperhire.com. Found, you put your budget and different people will apply. You look at their work and you decide who you want to hire. And he stuck, even though I found him there, he stuck with us through the last 3 years. So it's just it really is putting your foot out there and then things come to you. Just like you might walk out in the street and someone says, you start talking to someone and I'm like, I'm an editor. And you're like, oh my God, I was looking for an editor. It's just how things just fall like effortless. But once you decide you want something, it comes to you.
Yes, that's just true.
Now with the publishing house, do you guys also hold like I don't know if I should say seminars or certain classes that they're looking for certain things to learn how to like enhance more their writing skills or find ways to have better ideas? Do you have like certain classes they could hold or certain ways they get contact with you where they can find out or figure out if this is the right path that they writing on when they start in the book or doing whatever they need to do?
That's a great question. So we still consider ourselves in our infancy, and we recently applied for the FedEx Small Business Grant, and that was what we proposed. We said we wanted to create writers' workshops and illustrating workshops where we have actual professionals teaching youth how to do these things to build the brand and to have more talent. I mean, obviously we could do flyers at colleges and hire college students, but we're really trying to train them from early.
Wow.
That's nice. Olivia, you still there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anywhere you're looking forward to going to soon to get some inspiration, I should say? Okay, so let me see. What is the dream place you want to go to since you like to travel?
I would love, I want to go around the world, but a certain place I want to go is the Caribbean or Jamaica.
Nice. It's nice. We just was there not too long ago. You'll love it. Or if you haven't, you've been to Jamaica before?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you already know. It's beautiful. It's very inspirational. It's actually where we started the idea for this podcast. Believe it or not, it was just a weekend. We were just having some great conversation with some nice people from different places, and we just started getting the idea to create, content in itself. And we wanted to go places as well and show people, or give more information about the locals and all the countries that we go and visit. So I kind of understand where that inspiration comes from.
So did you have experience with communications and radio broadcasts and podcasts, or did you have to teach yourself as you went along?
Well, when I went to school, I went to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, HBCU. Shout out to my school. I was actually one of the creators of one of the first sitcom on the campus. I wrote the script. Me and one of my friends, we split the responsibility. So it was me and one of my partners. We went about casting. We went about petitioning to get the show on the school network. We petitioned for better equipment. They paid for all of our media. We ended up on NBC in Philly to do a little 10-minute segment about schools and mass communication departments and creating. And I started, when I got out of school, I was a PA assistant, a production assistant on a couple of shows for HBO, and did the Smurfs. And then I took some time off from it, And then I met Hanee, and she was interested, and I wanted to start off from podcasting, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, because she, and not to put it out there, doesn't have a lot of experience with broadcasting and stuff like that. And being that I am just getting back on my feet, like I felt like this was the easiest transition for us to gather, you know, an audience, and then to we build, you know, maybe possibly a YouTube channel, possible, you know, traveling channel, and those things of you know, restaurants and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this is just the start.
Now, you guys do a publishing house, like sometimes like certain, when you guys are doing new stories or you guys want to outreach to other people, do you hold like little stories telling at bookstores, at schools, certain things that other people could outreach and know what's more about Lauren Simone Publishing House? Because I know like Barnes and Nobles have their own thing where, you know, sometimes, because I've gone to a couple of them, I get influenced by reading books also by doing that also, but sometimes it's better to see the author or the illustrator or whoever collaborated with the story in person and get a better feel. Do you guys go about doing that?
Yeah, we do multiple events. So the latest event we've done is a paint night.
Oh.
It was just like a paint day.
I think I saw that on Instagram.
Oh, you did?
I think so.
And we painted a character, and you kind of got to learn about the book. You got the book. Another thing that we did is my mom came in one day to my school, and she read the book aloud. One of our books.
Nice. That's very nice.
She gave away a book as like a raffle. So we do events at bookstores, because we do have our books in some stores.
Yeah.
So we go around.
Yeah. I enjoyed what you said about actually seeing the author. I took Olivia to see Jacqueline Woodson, the author of Harbor Me.
Oh.
She's I think she's like the #1 ambassador for reading. That's what, like the title she recently acquired. And it was so amazing just to see another Black author tell her story, and just to hear her talk about her family, her life, her writing experience, her opinions about diversity. So yeah, totally. We love it, so we do it as well.
Awesome. That's nice.
So what's next for Lauren Simone Publishing House?
We have so many events lined up, but the one that I really want to talk about is we're going to have one of our books is called Olivia Connects, and it's about the historical to current forms of communication. And we're going to be at the Vintage Radio and Communication April 27th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And every child there will get a free book. But not only will they learn about communication and tour the museum to see historical communication, they get to build a radio from scratch.
Oh, wow.
So imagine how cool it is to build something with your own hands and take it home and be able to actually use it. So we're not just about literacy or just about reading. We're also very about interactive learning. I think that's why so many kids are so bored in the classroom, because
everything
technology is all the way up, right?
Yeah.
And we're still teaching the same way we taught 150 years ago, sitting in rows, looking at a blackboard or a whiteboard, when everything else has changed. Cars have changed, phones have changed, and education is still the same.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and also the way you guys are going about it, it actually influences the kids actually not to use their phones just for social media, be able to like connect in the sense of like, besides just downloading the nearest chat, you could download the books, you could download whatever you need in order to pursue and encourage kids to keep reading. Because one of the things is a lot of American kids do not read a lot. They're more into that social talking, and you know, a lot of kids can't even speak correctly because of the fact they're so caught up in everything else but what's the primary that's going to help them in life. So
exactly.
So to have you guys actually do this, and you know, especially have your daughters involved, that's a wonderful thing.
We also have a LOL book club. It stands for Love of Literature. It was Imani's idea. She's like, why don't we have a book club? So every first Friday of the month, we meet at her school. The school allows us to use their cafeteria, and 15 to 25 kids come and they take turns reading stories, or we have guest authors, not just our authors. And the kids are so interested. We do tons of different activities. The last month we read the Things We Wear book, and every kid were decided to learn about a new culture, and then they told about their own culture. So it's just an exchange of, and I mean, the world we live in now where there's so much hate and prejudice, we can just help to indoctrinate the younger generation to be more open and accepting. I think the world would be a better place.
It's the truth. I feel like it has to start with the youths.
Yeah.
We just want to thank you guys for your time and everything, for all your information. I want to ask you before I send us out, that event that's April 27th. What's the 27th? Is a Sunday or
Saturday?
A Saturday. Okay. What's the age group?
6 and up.
6 and up. Okay.
So you could come if you want.
Yeah. Not even me. My son is 6.
Yeah, that would be real cool.
So I'm pretty sure he would enjoy that.
I think so.
If you can, please let everybody know where they can find more information for Lauren Simone Publishing House.
www.laurensimonepubs, LaurenSimonepubs.com. If you go to that website, you'll see our blogs, you'll see all the events that we have coming up. Each event has an RSVP link and all our news and goals and things like that. And we're also on Instagram at Lauren Simone Pubs. We're on Twitter at Lauren Simone Pub without the S. And we're on Facebook. So please follow us, like us, love us, share us.
Yes.
And visit our website. Vote for us for the small business grant so we can be going to different.
Sure. That's right.
Yes, we will. Definitely check that out. Don't you hate that on social media? Like how one social media you got an S and the other one you got to put an underscore. Or...
Because of the number of characters, yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, I always mix up the names and stuff. Olivia, anybody you want to say hello to or goodbye or any, shout out?
I think she's gonna listen to it. Hi, Justice.
Okay.
Justice is her best friend who just moved to New Orleans.
Oh man, hey Justice.
Well, one thing I have to say, I'm happy to have, we are happy to have you guys on the podcast. And Olivia, keep on soaring and influence all the young ones, because once you keep on going, then you're going to have a lot of people who's going to follow right in pursuit.
Yes. And
it's important, especially for young Black females, to actually have somebody like your mom as a mentor, as also your teacher, as also a guide to life. That's great. And I just want to commend you in particular to keep on pursuing, especially for a subject or in particular something that kids are not really influenced to do. You as a role model and as a young Black female, it's great to know that you are loving something that you pursue, something that you was influenced by, and you continue on doing. So that's great, and I commend you, Melissa Sue, on your continuing educational ways of attracting young individuals to pursue reading and also illustration in particular.
Thank you so much for having us. Have a good night.
You guys have a good night. This is Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. Right, guys. It's a great interview. They were great.
Yeah.
Loved them. Enjoyed them. It's cool. It was our first kid on the show that wasn't DJ.
Right? Oh my goodness, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it.
No,
I like it
cool.
when parents
nice
have influence over the children to do something positive.
Definitely.
And especially if a child can influence others, especially people peers to do the same.
Yeah, kids
That's
follow
really
kids
awesome.
easily.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
They see her doing something positive, they can do something positive as well. Ready?
Ready.
Welcome to Both Sides Podcast. Welcome back to Both Sides Podcast with DJ
and Hanee.
Yo, y'all got, like I said, y'all gotta see, like Hanee just, I just looked at you this time. I think I was just ready for whatever you had for me, and I just screwed up this time.
What it is with me, sir.
What is it?
It's because I'm able to speak more, and I'm not so confined to hold it, because these last week I was coughing in between trying to hold the energetics over it, which is horrible. But now, like, I found my voice in particular, so it's
I know, yeah.
It's action with me.
I don't know, it's alright.
I'm back to my
It's
corky
all
ways.
Good. Back to the corky ways. This is Both Sides Podcast with DJ and Hanee. Another one wrapping up. Thanks again to our guests, Alyssa, Sue John, and Olivia Lauren from Lauren Simone Publishing House. Thanks for the gems dropped on this podcast episode, you guys. Make sure to rewind it, get the information you need, and also if you have any children that are, interested in reading, or you want them to become better readers, or interested in them, being part of book club and so forth, make sure you go and follow Melissa on what's that, LaurenSimonePub.com, and on Instagram is with an S. So make sure you guys check that out. All right, it's great to lead the youth in a positive way, the way she's doing, and the fact that she got kids as well.
One of my daughters was not. Okay, I'll let you say.
Yeah, congrats to her going to college. I'm not sure. But congrats to her, because we need more of that as well. Those teenagers that are constantly on the cell phones and using technology to get through life, but are the ones who are encouraged to go to school and get it that way. You gotta really, really compliment, them and the parents. And of course, the support system is very important. And it's big when you definitely are from outside the country. And your kids, you know what I'm saying?
Come here, you make a new life, and you start a new life, and you hope your children follow pursuit, and they are following pursuit. It's smart.
You think I did that? You think so?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Me and my dad is foreigner.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think I did it. I did.
Look, my grandmother on my mom's side is not from here. She was able to, even not being able to finish school, she was able to pursue whatever she needed. I mean, it's each their own. Everybody has their own way of reaching their own plateaus to keep going and moving forward. The thing about this is, one of the subjects that a lot of kids nowadays, even now in our age group, they don't read. So to have somebody, her daughter, to come on and have the influence on other kids, and even her mom to come on and to promote that's awesome.
I thought it was good.
Maybe
one day have a kids show where we get
that would be really awesome.
Just,
I also like the fact that they have interaction. I like that, because not everybody's focused on reading.
Well, interaction is basically where I think a lot of people go wrong. You think put a book in front of somebody and then they'll get it. The interaction part, I think, becomes more and more important in today's especially society. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the kids, they gotta have something in their head to but so interacting with the kids, taking away from the cell phone. The interview in itself made me want to just change the way I view, I guess, my procedure with DJ and his schooling and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a big reader or writer, but let me not say I'm not a big writer, but a reader and stuff like that. But no, I know there's different things that I do that can absolutely influence him in a way, but as long as I'm interacting with him, not just putting it in front of him, Right. More parents gotta do that. Yeah. So shout out to Melissa and Olivia.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks for coming on the show, calling into the show. So this weekend, what we got? It's spring, y'all. Right? It's spring.
Spring was
it's spring. Yeah, but it's spring.
The weather is nice.
It's nice. It gets nice around 2 o'clock.
Does that mean we're gonna go out more? In the last episode, you said, I don't like going there because it's so cold.
You trying to play me, son?
No, I'm just saying it's a good way to look. Hello? What do you think?
Definitely if it's warm, I'm going to want to stay outside. You know what it is? It's like when the sun's out, you want to be out. It's dark, you don't. It's cold out. So,
and my baby is starting really not to like me because, of course, I've opened up the windows. In the sun, we get so much direct sunlight. He's like, really? Why are you opening up the windows to shade?
This girl wakes up and just opens windows, like shades. And I'm like,
the sun is up.
So that means all sleeping needs to be done. Refreshing. So you open the windows.
All the windows.
For your cat.
Not only for him. I love the sun. I believe the sun brings cheer. I believe it brings warmth. encourage you to like get up and just.
There's been
play
some damn
music?
snowy days. Honey still pulled back that
Good
curtain
sun.
back. It don't be no sun out there, and you still want to pull it back. I honestly think once I complain about something, you do it more. I honestly believe that. I do. Is that like a thing that women just like? Okay, I know I got this one. I can use it anytime.
It depends. If I want to like sort of like not get on your nerves, but like I want to just see what you're gonna do.
And this coming from somebody who doesn't like to be woke.
Because I believe like on the weekends, especially when it comes to Fridays, it's kind of hard because your body's adjusting. It's like my mind shuts down, but my body's like, you know, you need that break. Take a little bit because we get up so early in the morning.
The thing is, like, I'll get up early, and you'll still be sleeping, and then I'll go back and try to go back to sleep, and then you'll get up, and that's when you'll pull back.
Yeah, because by that time it's breakfast.
But then you get up, eat breakfast, then you go back to sleep. This is the weekend, y'all. Then she go back to sleep, and then I'm up.
You join me sometimes,
and then she.
You join me
blames
sometimes.
me. Oh, I can't get no sleep.
That's right. That's right. But you know what? On the weekends, I still don't get this. You get up as if we're going to work, but then you're
That's
working.
body adjustment.
All right.
My body is still in rest mode. I'm in my house. I ain't gotta get up and leave. That's different. If I'm up, I know people who still get up 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, drink their coffee. That's just they motion. It's not even like, oh, I'm getting up to go to work. You getting up to use the bathroom. That's what it be. And then you up. You know what I'm saying? And then but you in your house, you're not working, you got your robe on, your pajama pants, you got that stuff in you. So it's not that same procedure. It's a different waking up early. I'm waking up early to not have to go and jump on the train and have to deal with these people and then go to work. That's
the sun is out and it's brighter than before because it's now
happy spring, y'all.
Happy spring.
We're gonna get out of here. Thanks to Melissa again. Thanks to all our guests as well. Thanks to Olivia as well. We're gonna take it out of here.
Yeah.
We hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you guys pull those blinds back and wake up your significant other. Because if I ain't getting no sleep, I hope y'all don't either. This is Both Sides with DJ
and Honey
podcast. See y'all next week.
Stay blessed.
Very good. Very good.
Hey you guys, we would like to give thanks to the various artists who contribute to all our episodes.
I don't know why I do that. I don't.
What about when I played you on the camera?
I'm like,
Have a happy Friday.
You telling people I'm gonna put my Steelers thing in.
don't do that. No. They know you were acting still. Oh my God.